everybody. This is Mike Long over at Allendale's trading floor. It is Thursday, October 15th, starting the day off with a little bit of selling after the buying we saw on Tuesday's run. So as of this morning, you got beans down about a dime. Corn's barely lower at this point, about 3/4 to a penny lower across the board. You have wheat that's a bit higher. Big one here is the crude, though, down $1.47 at the time of this recording. So large sell-off there here today. A lot of oscillation around this $40 mark here for the crude. So we'll see if that is a continuation move, what may be it, or if we finally got something to be watching here after a lot of whipsaws trade in that energy market. So we'll be watching all of this. And what we have on the fundamental side here today is still watching China. The corn prices over in China have been skyrocketing. It's been something everyone in trade has been watching and paying attention to, saying that if their corn is that expensive, why not just come over to the U.S., buy it for a lot cheaper, and replenish your state reserves, which sounds good in theory. But the last time they did have a run up like, well, not quite like this, but not last time they had a very large spread between their corn prices and ours, they didn't actually pick up that much. And that was in 2015, so something to be watching. We will continue to watch the dryness problem in Brazil, with them behind on planting pretty well here right now, about 10% off of the average, but we'll continue to watch that until you do see some good rainfall on the ground over there. A lot of people watching those midday maps, seeing if there is any changes to the moisture concern that is developing over there. Last thing to be watching is there is a very interesting move here going on in the spreads. You see a lot of this carry just being sucked right out of the market, and it's showing maybe it's not a good year to be using those bins. Maybe it's a great year to just be selling your cash right off the combine and using the board as your bin. So something to be paying attention to, especially with these choppy trades that are happening here towards the higher end of price ranges we've seen in a very long while. So something to monitor, something to talk to your broker about. But like I was talking about, you broke into this new highs here on the overnight, went up to that $4 mark here in corn, your century mark, which at this point is holding you, backed off a little bit, now trading near yesterday's highs at the close, and still within this trading range that we'll be watching going forward. Still got the gap open below us, and not really seeing any kind of dramatic uptick in open interest increase here at the top end of this range, potentially showing just a sideways market developing at this point. So we'll be watching that, looking for a breakout one way or another, a nice sustained breakout one way or another. Switching over to the soybean side of things, you are getting some sell-off after yesterday, giving back some of yesterday's gains. So we'll be watching this 10-day moving average here today as some support, see if we do hold that. If not, look for a break back to the potential break back to this 20-day moving average, looking at the level of support coming back from here. But as of right now, much like corn, you're getting a lot of choppy trade here with relatively stable open interest. It has increased since that sell-off we saw a couple of trading sessions ago. But as of right now, you can attribute a lot of the motion here for the beans to the spreads. Not a lot of volume in the outrights. It's been a majority in those spread contracts, so something to be paying attention to there on the bean side of things, with especially after this giant run-up we've had this year. On the livestock side of things, we have been seeing a 108 cash trade yesterday in Kansas, 1,000 head, a little bit below the average cash trade last week. You are seeing box beef start to pull back a little bit here, still sitting in some pretty good levels. You got to the hogs with that carcass rising a bit on the day yesterday, but majority of the board is a bit lower here. So something to be watching there in the hogs, but a great thing is on the looking on the technical side of this hog market, you did see a breakout here yesterday after a impressive down move, trying to fill up the gap on the previous day trading session, and recovering off of that, leaving the gap open by about a dime. So you did get a breakout, nice clear uptrend still in place. Be a bit worried that you're looking at this as your fourth wave, moving into a potential fifth wave, but as of right now, uptrend in place, looking at this cap fill, this low, as your support levels will break below that, could lead to a down move, a correctionary move after this very impressive up move we've seen out of the hog market here. Looking at the cattle side of things, we are looking at the sideways trading range that is showing that it really wants to hold at this point. No clear direction up or down just at this point, moving very sideways, which they seem very comfortable in at this time. Look for a break and a good strong break, a couple bars looking like this, to be giving you some kind of direction going forward. If you guys have any questions, please give me a call directly, 815-578-6177. You can message me on Twitter at Papa_Lung. But you guys have a great day out there.